Yeah, you got me for sure. I'm giving it all wide open, everything I got, and you're pulling away, so. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. We're out for a little ride. I got Scotty on the XR hitting the horn.
Yeah.
I do that too on that one because the turn signal's different. They're
Well,
swapped.
that's what I was trying to do.
Oh no, on this one the horn button's on the top and the turn signal's on the bottom. That one's backwards.
Yeah.
So I keep hitting the horn when I ride it. He's
Well,
on
that's
the XR250L. I'm on his CRF300.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Is I was trying to hit the turn signal.
So it feels a lot different, don't it?
Yeah, I can tell you right now, this seat is about 100 times more comfortable. It wouldn't be half as bad riding on the road.
Yeah, this seat here feels strange. It even feels a lot different than mine.
The thin seat was a bad choice.
Yeah. That's what I thought when you got it. He's got the Seat Concepts, the low comfort seat, I think, but it's a low one or whatever.
Yeah.
But but the problem with the lower seat is there's not as much padding in it. That's how they make it lower.
Right.
You in first gear?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing too. Is you can't look at the gear.
No.
You gotta remember it's been a while.
Yeah, it don't show you the gears like this one does.
Yeah. I can tell you one thing, it feels super light, and I like that. I like how light it feels.
It does feel lightweight.
It's really nice being on a lightweight bike. You feel like I feel like every bit you lose is just super nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
Even like when I ride that Grom, the nice thing about the Grom is it weighs nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so, I'm telling you, it's crazy. I mean, it won't hardly go over 55, but
Well, that one's a 6-speed just like this one. But like I was saying in one of my videos, it's not as fast as this one. No doubt the 300L has more power.
yeah, but you don't really need it for what we do.
But actually it does pretty dang good. It's surprising how good it does. So it should be in good shape. I mean, I went through everything on it pretty much. The brakes should be good.
Yeah, I'll say I think the biggest thing is that the bike is lighter and it's thinner, which feels really nice.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the lightweight. It just feels easy to maneuver.
Yeah. Like on that thing, especially like the front end, I feel like my legs are like way out you just cupping, holding the tank. But this thing, I mean, hell, there's barely any room. It's crazy how much skinnier this feels. It feels like it's only a 50cc difference, but I mean it's just so much so much smaller in the front. It's crazy.
No doubt.
They still can't figure out. Even back in 1994, they couldn't figure out how to not put the tube right in front of your speedometer.
Yeah, people talk about the brake line on this one. It does the same thing on that.
It's right here, and it's right in front of all your stuff.
Yeah.
If you're like 5'10", 6 foot.
I think it's just a Honda thing. Where'd all this dust come from? Oh, I know where. Them trucks come out from over there across the road. Man, they make the dust for some reason. That road's dirt. Yeah, but it does 55, 65, no problem. I mean,
it's really smooth. I feel like I think what I'm thinking is when I take off, it feels touchier on the 300 when I take off. Like I have a lot more power, real easy.
Yeah.
On the bottom end when I just barely twist it,
right.
It's ready to go.
Right.
This one is just it's like a linear incline. It's just very smooth.
Yeah, that carburetor, this fuel injection's definitely got more pep to it.
Yeah.
The last time I rode that, and I rode over around Tombstone and back, and every time I got to town, when I'd go to turn my turn signal on, people thought I was honking at them because they hit that horn. because
even like standing up on it, it's not as awkward because it's not so fat in the front, and I think that's a huge thing for me.
yeah,
Because when I stand up on that bike, I almost feel like I'm kind of over too much, you know, because it feels awkward trying to grip my long legs on the tank because it's so wide,
right.
you know. This feels, you know, like a dirt bike more, you know. So you're just kind of, you can squeeze in real tight. You feel
Right.
like you're a little bit more balanced. It just feels more natural, I feel like, than something as wide as the 300L. And you don't notice it. You saw this, you're like, well, that's way different.
Those tires are not near as off-road. I mean, they're maybe, probably not quite as good as these stock ones. I mean, they're probably as good as yours are now, but I mean, when these was new.
Right.
Definitely not as good as the traction is, but I did air them down to 15 pounds before we left, or 14.
Yeah, just going from sitting to sitting, because there's no friction here, because it's not fat, it feels a lot more natural. Like, it doesn't feel awkward.
Yeah. It's a
And
lot of
that's
it's
what
a
it
lot of
feels
fun.
like for me. That is one of the main things I've noticed, because I don't know if you've seen it, but you might see it in a couple of videos if you go back and watch. When I stand up, I look a little bit awkward. It's because it's like, I feel like it's just weird with how fat it is in the front. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Well, especially with you got the tank bag on like I do, and that makes a difference standing up.
That makes it worse.
Yeah.
That's because you almost, I mean, it's literally pushing your inner thighs out because that tank bag is so
Right.
wide on top.
I wouldn't want to do without the tank bag, but it does do that.
Well, the funny thing is I barely even use the tank bag. I don't even put anything worth taking in it. At least right now, I'm not. I mean, it'll be worth it when we take it for camping because we
Right.
get extra space. But for day rides, I don't really. I can easily throw my battery and charger that's in there in my camelback.
But that's the thing, a person could go buy something like that used and have just as much fun as you can buying one of these brand new.
Well, and it's almost half the price. Well, it is half the price.
Yeah, less than half, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what you pay for this be the
I can
third
tell
the
you
price.
right now that these fat tall seats is nice. It's way nicer. I can tell.
There's no way I would sell that bike for what I get for it now. I mean, it's perfect now.
It's kind of crazy how good this bike feels.
Yeah. It's impressive. I remember because I had the XR250R, which was the dirt bike. It wasn't the street legal version, but pretty much the same thing. But it brings back a lot of memories from when I had it. Probably brings back memories to you when you had the DR250 because it's pretty close to that.
Yeah. I think the main thing is, like I said, when I think about back in the day when I had my DR250, it felt exactly like this. This is what it felt like.
Yeah, they're about the same exact thing. Suzuki or Honda, but about the same difference.
And I feel like this is what it felt like riding it. It's just, I don't know, it just feels a little bit more natural. Because like I said, when I'm out riding on the 300 sometimes, it does feel like, especially, I mean, look how wide that front is at the outmost point. That's crazy.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, they just got that little old tank on that one.
Just the way, just how thin it is overall, how light it is, right? Like the lightness and the width really help it feel more like natural, more comfortable. To be honest, I wouldn't have much of a problem riding this every day versus riding that. I mean, it's fine. It's great. Like I said, each one's got its benefits. There are a lot of convenience factors on the new bike, but I mean, this thing, the shape of the form factor, the weight, that means a lot. At least for me, as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, wow, this does feel really nice.
But some people had somebody comment that the XR250L like that is better than these 300Ls. Now, I don't agree with that. As far as
I don't think so.
I don't think it's better.
No, I just think that there are benefits,
right.
And I feel like for at least me personally, the stuff that I'm talking about, those are the benefits for me. But there's a lot of benefits to that 300L.
Right. I mean, being fuel injected, water cooled. I mean, this thing definitely has advantages over that. No doubt, but I don't know if the advantages outweigh what you pay in the price, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
That bike is carbureted and stuff, so as far as, you know, and it's air cooled, you could probably take this bike out and never have to worry. And that one, you shouldn't have to worry, but you could have problems with the carburetor and that you wouldn't have with this.
I will say, and maybe this is just me just being excited. Sitting on this makes me want a lighter bike.
Yeah.
It does. It just does. I love my 300L, but it's just so nice the way that this thing sits.
But these bikes feel good. I mean, they're not that bad.
No. I'm saying it's maybe it's 20% better in the way that it seats, and that's the main thing. Everything else on the 300L is pretty much better. I mean, like you said, suspension has some benefits on this model. There's a couple other things here and there, right?
Yeah. I don't know if this one...
The 300L has all the convenience.
300L might have a little more blinker fluid than the 250.
Well, yeah, true. What I wonder is, and that's what I was saying too, is if we could pick up an XR150, I'd like to compare that to this.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see how that thing feels to sit on, and how it rides compared to this and compared to that, right? It's like the trio, different kind of styles, right?
I think the XR...
the XR150 is a newer bike that's also got some of the older stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird middle ground, maybe.
Yeah. They make I think now they make a XR125.
I thought it was the one. Sorry, did I say 150?
Oh, you talking about the L?
Yeah, the 150L.
Okay, yeah, L, yeah.
Yeah, the one that they re-released this year. It came out this year.
It's a 150L or 125L, one or the other.
Pretty sure it's a XR150L, and it comes in black and white.
Yeah, now that'd be cool because it'd be street legal still, but you could still ride it, and it'd be fun in the dirt.
Yeah, because like I said, it's basically Honda's alternative to a TW200.
I can tell you right now, I'm already feeling my butt on this seat, and we ain't rode that far.
I'm getting a better seat. I can't.
That's crazy, the difference.
That's what I was telling you. I was like, man, my seat is not, because it's
wow.
You can tell that it's made out of better foam, but it does not feel good in the long run. It's just too little.
I never realized it was that bad, but it is horrible. It's just hard as a rock.
It feels super, super light.
So I said I rode that one 84 miles the other day, and man, that seat's actually pretty good for a stock seat for Honda.
I think the thing is just there's so much of it. It's hard not for it to not have cushion.
I hope the road ain't closed. It looks like they're still working.
Yeah, I think, like I said, the major thing for me is it just I noticed the moment I sat on it how much lighter it is. That is a huge difference in weight, and you can tell just moving back and forth on it, you feel like there's nothing there almost comparatively, and it's crazy that it's not a ton of weight difference. It's not a huge amount. It's not massive.
Pull over here at this low water bridge. We're right in here somewhere good.
When I pull in the clutch.
That's good.
Yeah, when I pull in the clutch, it's revving up.
Yeah, I gotta get that adjusted.
It's
I'll get it.
Smooth.
I'm getting it. I about got it tuned now pretty good. Yeah, that seat. Man, wait till you sit on that after sitting on this now. It's crazy the difference.
Well, it's like I said, the crazy part is when you're used to riding only this and you sit on that, you're like, my God, this thing is tiny. Look, even right here, how wide this bike is. And
no doubt. I rode that one for years, and people ride them bikes for years, and you're looking, they're still going. There's a bunch of them out there that's still going. This,
Well, and it goes the same the other way. Either way, this 300L is the dream to ride. It's super nice.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I don't think that one bike's. That bike may be a little more advanced. I don't know that it's better. It's better at some things. This might be better at some things. A lighter weight. I think this would be better off-road.
Even right here, it is so much wider that it feels a little like, I feel like my legs are naturally going down on that because of how thin it is in the middle. And even here, it's wider. I can feel it in my legs as soon as I sit on this compared to that.
You can definitely feel the weight difference.
Oh, yeah. As soon as you sit on it,
Yeah.
My God, it feels like a hog.
Well, 260 pounds versus 320 or whatever these things are. You're talking 40, 60 pounds.
Well, and isn't the weight on that one is lower. So this being more top heavy, when you're moving it like this, you can feel that weight.
No doubt, no doubt.
On that thing, I felt like when I was moving the bike back and forth, it's like you're not moving anything.
Now I'll see how I feel on this one. After riding the 300 in the same day, kind of compare the two.
Clutch feels good on this one. The gas feels good on this one.
Oh, turn the key on. And I got to kick this thing too. Definitely need to mess with the idle. Idle it down.
300L is a little bouncier.
That's better. Well, this seat definitely is softer. This feels like it feels like you're riding on air.
Mine feels like you're riding on cardboard.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so the difference that I see that feels good on this is, like, it's got, you barely pull in the gas and it pops. It's ready to go.
Yeah, the throttle response is way better on the fuel injection. Oh, no. Oh, car house.
Oh, okay, the information center, yeah. But no, the shifting on this is super smooth. I mean, the difference is night and day when you're shifting.
Yeah.
And you're pulling in the clutch. The clutch feels completely different. Feels super nice.
I think they got the gears better. Let's see if we can go through or not. Hang on here. You know, the last time I come up through here, I was on this bike, and you were sitting on that.
I know. That's hour 15-minute wait now.
Oh no, it was 30 minutes the other day, and I turned around, and I thought I ain't going back, and then. Well, that's all good. Gotta do what you gotta do. I just wanted to see how much better the road is now compared to what it's getting pretty rutted out. So. Oh yeah. No doubt. Yeah, I'm a slow rider anyway. Well, we turn around here.
Oh, is that it? It's closed?
Yeah, hour and 15 minute wait.
Oh man.
The problem is, like if you got up there too, there's gonna be an hour and 15-minute wait before you could come back. Because once the dump trucks come out, when they come back, that's when you gotta wait. And then, so you'd have to wait an hour and 15 minutes if you was up there before you could leave. Oh well. We got to ride it a little bit. Out here.
Yeah, this 300L, I mean, it shifts super smooth. I feel like I kind of prefer, like, I wish that you had like an in-between, right, with the throttle between that one and this one, because that one has a smooth roll-on. This one has more power at the bottom end, I feel like, but it jumps into it real quick. You know what I mean? Like, you barely pull that throttle and boom. Like
yeah, that fuel injection.
You get that little burst.
It's a big difference on the throttle response, no doubt.
Yeah, it would be nice. I feel like it'd be cool to have like an in-between of the two. It'd be almost perfect to me. I mean, at least for the way that we were riding and stuff.
Yeah, the difference is a lot. I mean, between the years, this is 94, so you're talking 30 years. 30 years difference, pretty much.
Yeah.
From a new one to this whole thing, 94, it'd be about 30 years, January. So they've made a lot of changes.
Yeah, I feel like you could take parts from both of these, put them together, and have like the perfect bike.
Now I know one thing, like you said on the shifting, when I pull in the clutch and it's releasing, but I can feel the shifter going into gear a lot more than I can on that one. That one's a lot smoother.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, it's almost like there's nothing there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like so
better.
Smooth.
And that clutch on that 300 is a lot easier to pull than this one.
Yeah, it is, because it's crazy.
This is a stiffer clutch, and that's probably because this one has more clutch springs and it has the 5 clutch discs probably, and that one only has the 3 because it has a slipper clutch.
Yeah, I think like the weight and the way you sit on this bike compared to the weight and how you sit on that bike just makes this one feel like a stiffer ride. But like I said, it's not the one's really necessarily better per se, right? It just kind of depends on like what are your preferences, like how do you like your sitting style? Because I'm sure that you're going to see all kinds of differences like that across different bikes, right?
This one's still got the Honda ergonomics. It feels good, like all Hondas.
Yeah.
Honda's really got their ergonomics nailed. I mean, where positioning. I don't know why in the years they've changed put the blinker switch down low and the horn up high. They've changed it on like, and people complain when they got the 250L and them saying that it's wrong, but
it's funny because I know you said that earlier, but I didn't actually realize till I just looked down right now that the switch is in the middle on that one.
Yeah.
I was thinking for some reason that it was higher. It was not, and also it's tiny.
Yeah, it's a little bitty one on this one.
It's tiny. But no, it's a good little ride. I mean, I feel like anybody would be happy to ride that or ride this. I mean, they're both great.
I think I got the gears better now. I mean, the throttle better now. I adjusted that idle. That made a big difference. We'll kind of see which one runs the best up to here. We'll be in first gear, but we're not going to drop the clutch and wheelie now. We'll just be in first gear,
No.
and then we'll just take off while we're in gear going.
Yeah.
Okay, you get on the left lane. Okay, right now go. Yeah, you got me for sure. I'm giving it all wide open, everything I got, and you're pulling away, so. I mean, it ain't too bad. I got almost 65 right there, but
yeah,
it's definitely not like the 300. You don't just smoke me like crazy.
No. Well, also, I didn't want to be too stupid.
Well, I figured by the time we got going too fast above the speed limit, there'd be a trooper sitting there.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's crazy with the difference. I definitely feel like, yeah.
the fuel injected runs better, no doubt.
The biggest difference to me, which, you know, like I said, you could get a Honda nowadays that's going to have a more similar kind of seating setup.
You can get over here now.
Yeah. But yeah, the biggest differences that I tell instantly is the gas and the way the seating and standing positions are.
Right.
And I like the way that one sits a lot. It just it's also because of how lightweight it is. That's the biggest thing to me personally for what I was looking for.
Like right through here at 55, man, this thing is smooth as butter.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. Is that, I mean, it runs like a dream.
It
runs
smooth.
Really good.
I don't think it's going to run much better than what it does right now. It runs really, really good.
Well, what's crazy is like that thing runs amazing, and this thing somehow runs even more smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there ain't nothing wrong with that one. It's just this one's got 30 more years of polish.
A lot more technology.
Yeah. Because, I mean, these 300Ls, I mean, they purr. They really do.
Right. And these here, you know, it's air cooled, so water cooled, it keeps it cooler, so you actually gain power because it's not getting as hot.
Right.
As like the old air cooled ones. But a lot of people's like, oh, air cooled ain't no good, but I'm telling you, these air cooled motors have been around for a long time. And people's rode them hundreds of thousands of miles, and they still cranking on. I've actually never had a problem with an engine, not because of it being air cooled anyway.
Yeah.
You'll feel the heat I do on the motor more in a hot day. Off these fins, you'll feel the heat more off these.
Well, I mean, heck, this thing still gets super hot on a hot day. I mean,
it does.
We're out and riding and it's 90. I mean, it's about burn your legs over here.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's hot. I think all it is for me, personally, is I didn't realize how much that, you know, let's call it 40 to 60 pounds of weight, how much that made a difference sitting on that bike until
crazy.
I sat on it. It is ridiculous the difference that makes.
Definitely feel it.
Well, especially when you're talking about a lighter bike like this, like 60 pounds on a big bike is not as much. When you're talking 60 pounds on a bike going from this weight to that weight, that's a lot of chunk of the percentage off.
And the other day when I rode it and I got off road, I screwed up and stepped wrong and I almost fell over, but I could actually hold this bike up better than I could the 300L.
Yeah, because it's less weight to hold up and it's lower centered.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier to hold up the bike if you miss them. which is a small advantage. It is a nice thing to have. I mean, less weight is nice.
So what I did to this thing was, is I rode it last time, but it wasn't quite right. When it idled down, it just wouldn't. It would idle, but then when you give it gas, it would just kind of bog. And I knew it had to be the accelerator pump. So I took the carburetor back apart, and there's a little orifice where the accelerator pump pumps the fuel up through a little orifice and squirts the fuel into the throat of the carburetor, into the intake. And that little orifice was plugged up completely, and I like to never got the thing unplugged this morning. Actually the orifice is not even, it can't even be removed normally. It has like a flat head on it, but that's not actually threaded. It's just pressed in. And
I got opened up.
You have to press it out, which I didn't have no way to press it out, so I got it out, but then I had to, where I boogered it up, I had to clean it up. So I took a little piece of wire, cleaned it out both ways, got it all cleaned out, and where it was working, and man, that brought this thing to life. Made a huge difference. So right now it's pretty close.
I definitely didn't feel anything at the low end. Like, it felt good.
Yeah, the other day it was. I mean, idling and just going, it was fine. But it was just when you tried to first give it throttle, it just fall on its face because that accelerator pump wasn't giving it that squirt of gas.
Right.
Like it was supposed to. And the XR250Rs, they don't have an accelerator pump anyway. They're designed different, so they don't need it. But this one, it's got it, so it has to have it. It has to be working.
I think all in all, if you ask me tomorrow to ride that as a daily versus this, I really wouldn't care. Either one's fine. They're both great. They're both real fun.
Now, definitely, I do like electric start. I'm kind of spoiled to electric start versus kick.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you was to lay this thing over and flood it, you know, then you're going to have to kick and kick and kick probably to get it started. Where those bikes there, if you lay them over, they don't flood because there is no carburetor, no float bowl, none of that.
Right.
So, big difference in the fuel injected versus the carburetor in that sense. So anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Click the thumbs up, subscribe down below, and we'll catch you all in the next video. Right on.